want to clear something up here. It's not that I hate baseball games, it's that I don't care for baseball games, and the Famicom has an absurd number of them. That's the kind of thing that would get under anyone's skin. There are other genres I hate, though. The cartridges that are scams, like the horse racing predictors. And in terms of actual games, there's nothing I hate more than the sugoroku-based ones. Oh no. Sugoroku is a genre of Japanese board game where players roll a die, move that many spaces on a map, and then have an event occur to them. The events are just as random as the movement. Sugoroku is basically the default board game for Japan. The version that we find in Yakyuu Jinsei Icchokusen is basically baseball themed. The idea is that the player is a young child who dreams of being a baseball star, and you take them through school and then their early career in the minors. Up to 4 players can play, or you could play against a computer opponent. The game tracks a few things: height, weight, strength, popularity, and baseball ability. On your turn, you use one of several methods to decide how far you'll move, always between 1 and 6 spaces. Land there, an event occurs, and it changes one of those stats. On your first turn, and while you're in high school, there's a power bar that rapidly increases, and how far you go is determined by when you hit the A button. In elementary school and middle school, you play rock, paper, scissors against the sun. Left is rock, up is scissors, right is paper. While you're deciding what to throw, all of the squares in front of you are being randomly shuffled, so the game's even more random than usual. Finally, when you reach the minor league, you have an at-bat where one pitch is thrown at you, and if you hit it, then the ball will strike one of the numbers in the outfield, telling you how far to move. And yes, it's possible to fail at all 3 of these, resulting in you losing your turn. Not that losing your turn does anything in this game. There's no benefit to going first, nobody's getting resources before anyone else. There's a bar graph that shows how far people have progressed towards the goal, but that progress is absolutely meaningless. There are 3 mini-games that occur when you reach certain plateaus in life. When you're entering high school, you have to run around the bases. You do this by mashing the A button as fast as you can, and for some reason you sit there for a few seconds while you mash the A button to start with. When you're moving up from high school to the minors, you have a mini-game where you have to drag a tire as fast as you can. You do this by mashing the A button. Finally, when you get your contract to move up to the major league, you have a mini-game to see how much of a signing bonus you get. And for some reason, you don't have to mash the A button for this one. You get a number of throws of the baseball based on your baseball skill, and you have to hit money bags that are moving in the background. If you screw up these mini-games, then you can delay yourself a bit. You could wind up in a rundown high school, or be sent off to a vacation training camp, but they don't really matter. One thing I noticed in Yakyuu Jinsei Ichokusen was that the negative events are a lot more common and a lot harsher than the positive events. I left high school in worse shape, less popular, and with worse baseball skills than I had going in. In fact, my character's peak baseball skills were around the time he was in middle school. Once you complete the straight line, the amount of money you're offered is determined by your stats, and whoever has the most money after all of the bonus games are complete is the winner. And then you're told it's to be continue, but it isn't. There's not even a credit sequence in this game. At least this was short. It took me about 30 minutes to complete a game. A lot of these sugoroku-based games that I've been playing lately take about 2 to 3 hours to complete. Even in Japan, Yakyuu Jinsei Ichokusen doesn't have a lot of fans. Mostly people note it for being a lower quality form of Taito's Jinsei games. As for myself, it's hard to imagine someone intentionally making a game more precisely designed to irritate me. I mean, the best thing I can say about it is they only made half the game. Actually, going forward with your baseball life would have been so much worse.